Hello everyone, welcome back to our little EQ nostalgia tour we have going on here. Wanted y'all to reintroduce y'all to the man himself, well, the gnome himself, Gnarlo Cogbinder. There he is, the gnome in all of his original 1999 glory. Looking in the forums, I discovered there was a setting you could set it so that you could get the original character models back. Other people can't see them. They see it however it is that they have their configuration. It's entirely client-side, but you can see, for those of us true olden timers and nostalgia buffs, can see our characters the way we first saw them. And that is indeed, anytime that I think of Gnarlo, that is exactly the face that I see right there. From all those years ago. Any other updates, I admit the updated Gnarlo looks nice, but when I see him and I think Gnarlo, I think a lot like what I think of whenever I see a picture of Jennifer Grey these days. I go, who the hell is that? Alright, run you down quick through the other characters here, and I'll see about throwing up a video beside them so you can compare the original graphics to the graphics that they have back in the original EverQuest, or the graphics that they have now, that the ones from the Luckland expansion. There's Darrenus. You've seen Gnarlo. There's Lumus, the Wood Elf Druid. One of my favorite Oogs, my Ogre Shaman. You see, I have a soft place in my heart for the old ogres and the old trolls. Where instead of looking like big, burly, mean bruisers that could beat the hell out of you, they were just big, fat, stupid bruisers that could beat the hell out of you. So Tavio, my bard. And finally, Silken, the dark elf necromancer. Alright, that's the crew. Quite a bunch, aren't they? Indeed. But there's my favorite. Might have that put on my tombstone. Hey everybody, welcome back to our little EQ1 nostalgia tour we have here. This is Gnarlo. Say hello to everyone, Gnarlo. Here we are. Back to the man himself, Gnarlo Cogbinder. Actually, Baron Gnarlo Cogbinder. Since the last time y'all saw me, I have actually been grinding away at advanced, alternate advancement points. That is a alternate form of experience that you can gain after level 50. Instead of putting all of your experience into leveling up, you can put part or all of your experience, anything in 10% increments, into alternate advancement, which is a whole different kind of almost skill tree system that you can use to give yourself special abilities and increase your stats and that sort of thing. And notice that whenever you spend the first it's either 6 or 12 points, you get a title, Baron. I'm Baron Gnarlo Cogbinder now. Back in the day, I always saw my brother Keebs, his main character in this game, he went by the name Tracker. I always saw Baron Tracker Hunter, I think was his last name. And our other ranger in the group was Falador, and he was Baron Falador. And I always thought it was just a ranger thing, so. Okay, and we're back. Oh, those of you who watch my Brocraft series will know, as well do all three of the bros, that there's no way to guarantee my wife is going to call me, then start recording a video. She's always going to pick up that phone and start dialing. Alright, so what we're going to do is I am planning on, our group is supposed to be going to Old Sebilis tonight. It is a dungeon over in Kunark. So we're going to have to go to the Firiona V stone. Like I said before, this right here is the plane of knowledge, and it's got all these teleportation stones. And I do believe Firiona is over here, like in this far corner, if I remember right. I think that's it right ahead of us there. Hopefully, that's either Firiona or the Freeport Stone. What's our chances? There we go, Firiona V. So we'll go ahead and click on that and get the teleportation going. And we have arrived at the book. Okay, here we are. The Firiona V knowledge book is here deep in a set of caves off of the main open areas of Firiona. And what I'm going to do in the meantime is I need to sit down and memorize a couple of spells. I'm going to memorize my imp spell, which gives me the illusion of being an imp. And I want to memorize my invisibility spell. Oh, I also wanted to show y'all, as you can see here, this is what my screen normally looks like when I'm playing. Some people have talked about how cramped and cluttered the other screen was. Well, this is the resolution I usually play at. When I'm making the last video I did, and probably whenever I'm making the video coming up, where if I record some of the stuff in Sebilis as my illusion imp. As you can see, it gives me an innate level of fire resistance. It's one of your standard enchanter illusions. I can't remember what level you get it at, but what I use it for mostly, it also gives me an innate ability to levitate, so I don't have to cast the levitate spell and don't have to use up bat wings. And then we're going to turn ourselves invisible. You'll see parentheses appear around my name. There you go. That lets me know that I am invisible. But this is the resolution I usually play at. This is the, 1920 by 1600, I think. It's just whenever I'm actually recording, I keep it at the 1280 by 720, so that the files are much more manageable. For instance, as we're recording right now, every minute is about 4 gigabytes. And at the other resolution, every minute is about 1 gigabyte. So, alright, we turn right here. I'm going to head up this hall and then out, past all the Drider creatures. There we go. Into the wilds of Firiona V. There you go. You can see the Driders down there, the half spider. They're called drachnids, but we know what they are. The half spider, half dark elf type of monster, and that's what they are. They're not one of the races in the game. They are one of the monsters. Fortunately, they're all gray because a good number of them have casters, and sometimes the problem with these invisibilities, casters are kind of like rogues. They can sometimes see through invisibility, so you have to be careful about that, just like the undead. Now that we're in Firiona V, the actual main city is over that way. We're going to keep going, cross this stream. We're headed to the north. Pull up the map. As you see, everything is a lot easier. Takes up a lot less real estate space. That's what the zone looks like. Like I said, city over there, and we are headed right up there to the zone line of the Swamp of No Hope. I remember back years ago saying a remark that said, "Have y'all noticed everything around here is a ruin?" And my guild had a nice big laugh at me and reminded me that the name of the expansion here was the Ruins of Kunark. This was the very first expansion to EQ as well, or the first paid for expansion. There had been some free levels that had been put in, but this was the very first paid expansion. It gave us an entirely brand new continent of fun and goodness to go and explore. So we're about to hit the zone line up here to the Swamp of No Hope. It's a very short run. You can see the swamp trees right up there. We just headed straight north from the zone in line, and we will be going into the Swamp of No Hope very shortly, and I'll see you on the other side of it. Okay, as you see, the problem with illusions is they drop when you cross a zone line. There isn't an alternate advancement. We were talking about that. There's an alternate advancement skill called Permanent Illusion, which not only extends the life of your illusion for a long time. As you see here, this illusion, even if it doesn't drop, will only last, I think, what, an hour maybe? 41 minutes. So it only lasts a short amount of time, comparatively, as it is. But the permanent illusion makes it last for, I think, an hour and a half, perhaps, if I'm remembering correctly. And in addition, you don't lose it whenever you cross a zone line. So that makes it's a very useful one of the alternate advancements. So we're going into the Swamp of No Hope here. Let me pull up the map right quick. See exactly where we're going. This first little entrance is a little bit of a zigzag. See, bouncing off the zone walls here. Okay, and I'll stop there, and we'll show you. This is the map of the zone. Right up yonder is right up here is the zone into the Field of Bone. Over here is the one we're trying to get to, Trakanon's Teeth, and it is in a cave with a stream. So we're going to be heading straight across, kind of at a east-northeast. We're going to skirt around the Froglock City, hit that wall, and travel north until we get to the cave. Alright, so we just need to be heading in basically that direction. You see more ruins. This entire continent used to be owned by the Ixar, the race of reptile people in the game. As you see, so most of the ruins here are all parts of their ancient empire. You find lots and lots of smashed giant statues of Ixar and that sort of thing. So we're going to keep crossing the swamp, and I will rejoin you whenever we get over there along the far east wall and get close to the zone in to the Trakanon Teeth Cave. We're back. Here we are on the map. As you can see, we're coming up close to the river. There it is, and as you see, it pours out of the cave entrance up here. Said this is all far easier whenever you've got like a levitate spell or something. You can almost fly, otherwise you're running on the ground down there, and then you've got to climb up over all these rocks and all. But we're going to head into the cave, hit this far side. Over there on the left, you'll see there are Ixar, and in fact there's a cave right over yonder where, remembering from the ancient days, it was a cave full of some pretty powerful Ixar who would attack you on sight. I don't know if they still exist. I don't know if they still attack me on sight. I don't know whether or not I would be more powerful than they were, but I'm not going to chance it right now. I want this to be an adventure tonight, not a corpse run. So here's where the river pours down into the jungle of Trakanon's Teeth. We should be zoning here shortly. We'll just follow the river on down. There we go, until we hit the zone line. Zoning, please wait. Okay, we have now zoned into the, crossed into the zone of Trakanon's Teeth. Let's put our levitation back up. And invis once more. Pull up our map. You see we are right here. We're going to have to go north a little ways into the zone itself, the major part of the zone. Then once we do, we're going to hang a right, travel to the east, basically follow the point of that column there, Travel to the east, hit that wall, travel down around the wall until we get over here to the entrance into Sebilis. That is the city of Sebilis, one of the Ixar cities. I think it used to be their main capital. And where we are going is actually a dungeon entrance deep inside the city. So, as you see, it's another kind of a jungly rainforest type zone here. To get into Sebilis, it used to be there was a couple of mobs that you had to track down and kill here. I'm not really remembering the name of them. I think that was a froglock or a mosquito hopping by down there below us just now. Don't remember the name of them off the top of my head, but it was kind of like a velociraptor type creature. Yeah, there's a froglock hopping along. It was a velociraptor type creature that you had to hunt down. You had to get some parts off of them. You had to go find the ghost of the emperor or something and return the parts to him in order to get the key to get into Sebilis. Well, you don't have to do that anymore. The quest is still in the game, so if you wanted to, you could. But now, actually, almost all these old dungeons and the old zones that used to have key lockouts now have level lockouts as well. So that I think Sebilis here, as long as you're level 46 or higher, it lets you into the dungeon whether or not you have a key or not. If you're lower than that, you can still get in with a key, but like I said, it's no longer required if you are what they consider the proper level. So I think we're about to hit a zone wall here in just a moment. Whew. Loud and obnoxious frogs, and I don't just mean the frog locks either. Let's try to keep them from bouncing off tree trunks. So we get through the rainforest canopy here. And this is why we always put ourselves on follow. Even though we've said it's such a bad idea to follow the ranger. If you tried to just do it manually and not be on auto follow, you'd almost always lost him. Okay, so we're just going to follow the zone wall here all the way around until we reach the city. The zone walls in the game and all these areas are usually the safest way to get around. Most of the mobs, though you can get hung on trees, most of the mobs tend to congregate inside of the actual heart and center of the zone. It's not that there aren't mobs that climb the walls, there are. But this is the safer way to get around. So we're going to keep following this wall until we hit Sebilis, and then we'll rejoin you there. Okay, we have made it all the way around. This is the actual old wall of the city right here. You notice that we've got this ancient, I think it's an old aqueduct that goes far out into the zone. That's what you see on the map here. That long line of squares, that's actually the aqueduct that goes all the way out to the river, or the lake there in the middle. But we are going to go through it and then enter in through the actual entranceway to the city over here. See the carvings on the wall of the lizard people, the Ixar. There we go. And all the statue of the Ixar down the main lane there. We are actually wanting to go off to the right a bit, kind of catch the corner and skirt around the right side of it. Now, every time I've been out here, nothing has ever attacked me, which I know is a horrible thing to say, because I'm almost certainly tempting the fates to do so this time around. Most of the creatures that you're going to find in this area are spirits and specters and ghosts of the Ixar inhabitants, the lizard people that used to live here before the place was destroyed by the dragon Trakanon. That's where it gets its name from, Trakanon's teeth. Well, Trakanon was the There we go. Said one of the ghostly lizards. See, Spectral Legionnaire, and over there is a camp full of spectral Ixar. It's all the ghosts of the people that used to live here in this city before it was destroyed by Trakanon and turned into a ruin. Now I need to zoom in a bit because I'm not quite 100% where the zone in is. I think there's a column up here that I can... Yeah, this fallen column I think points almost directly to where it is. Yep. Okay, let's see. Let's go in here. Is it through? Yes, there we go. So you can actually come into the ruins of the city. We got the entrance right down here. There should be a big glowing red rock. There we go. So what you're going to do is we're going to run up to and click on the rock. And when you do, you will be teleported into the actual dungeon of entering Old Sebilis. And here we are. We have entered. Now you'll notice, back here at the hallway, this is a one-way trip. As you see, the hallway is a dead end. I don't believe... Yep, see, there's no zone line there. If I remember correctly, there's no way of getting back out that way. The only exit is down and to the left. Here's the map. Here we are. We have to go all the way down around the corner, and you see where the sign is teleport here. That is how to get back out of the dungeon. There. A lot of times when these maps fade, you can see things better. See, if I go down to the right, around the corner, and to the left where this teleport is, that's how we actually get out of the dungeon. So, if you're coming here, you better be prepared. And there's a couple of frog locks. That's what this dungeon is mostly, is frog locks, and frog locks. At least the upper levels. Then when you get to the lower levels, you've got lots of other things like the fungus people. So we're going to have a fun time. I'm going to park it over here and wait for my group to get together a little later. I will be here. And like I said, this right here is reminds me so much of the old days where it would be like, okay, where are we planning on going Thursday? We're planning on going to Sebilis? Okay, well I know that Wednesday evening or Thursday morning I'd better get on my character and head over there because it is going to be quite the trip. Other game worlds just don't give you the sense of scale and hugeness that EverQuest does, or at least it never has for me. So there we go, and hopefully we'll have a fun night's adventure.